This video is of 2010 BMW 335 diesel, and we are making it for a customer who had some requests, so it's gonna be a quick walk around. Although I gotta be honest, the car is pretty dirty since we had a construction across the street and it was blowing a lot of dust and sand. So on the black car, it's gonna be kind of difficult to see what's dirt and what is actually flaws. Although it is a nice car and this is a higher mileage car, so given the mileage and the year of the vehicle, it is pretty clean. So that's one thing. We're going to do a cold start, and that's one of the reasons why I'm not going to move it out of its spot for now. And then we are supposed to open the oil cap when the engine warms up a little bit. I'm not sure how that's gonna work out, because obviously a cold start, it's gonna take a while before that, and normal operating temperature. So we may have a pause the video and then just start it again, and then we're going to look at dipstick after we shut the car off. So anyways, as far as the imperfections on the car, I can see that there are some scuffing in the wheels. This one does. As far as dents, scratches, I don't really see any major ones, nothing that stands out. There's a little light scratch on this mirror housing, but you know, it's a 14-year-old car. It's gonna have things on it. This wheel also have a little scuffing. I also can see little tiny dents, one here, one another one over there. But all the other stuff that you see is just dirt. I mean, most of it is just dirt. And again, if you look very closely, I'm sure there will be some hairline scratches in other places. These roof trim pieces are a little faded. They can be either replaced or they can be painted. They're not very expensive, I don't think. The tint on the rear window is bubbling. And then again, just a lot of little dirt, including grass clippings and stuff like that. But the car does clean up really nicely. So once it is washed and waxed, it looks very nice. This wheel also have some scuffing on the very outer rim there. A small dent right here. I don't know if it's visible. This molding is a little faded, not as much as the one on the other side. This wheel also chewed up a little bit here on the edge. Car is very nicely loaded. It has the sport package. It has comfort access. Inside, it is very, very nice. I mean, there is almost no wear on the inside of the car. Headliner is starting to sag in that one corner. That's just from Florida heat. The car's been in Florida for a while. Speaking of the history of this car, we sold it a few years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, to a gentleman who actually buys cars from us. So we know he had serviced it. He traveled a lot with it. He had to, I think his job involves a lot of traveling. I know he drove it to Miami several times, so he had to have a reliable transportation, so a lot of service was done to the car. Also, to make it more reliable, he did remove all the emission devices such as DPF and EGR and DEF system, and the car was tuned, so it is very powerful. It is very quick. It runs pretty good, and it sounds kind of mean. I think removing the DPF and replacing it with a downpipe probably changed the note of the exhaust. All right, I'm going to do a cold start right now, and we're gonna rev it a little bit and see how that runs. I'm gonna have someone help me with that. So I'll just pop the hood. We'll record the engine and then we'll go to the tailpipe. So again, this is a cold start. The car has no brand. Okay, give it a little revs. That sounds pretty good. And let's go to the rear now and look at the tailpipe. A little bit more. So, just like on every diesel with the pollution devices removed and attuned, there's gonna be a little bit of smoke. When you actually drive the car and when you really get on it, there is obviously black smoke. And again, that's normal on a tuned diesel or a turbo diesel car. So right now the engine is obviously not up to the operating temperature. I want to see what happens when we open the oil cap. I just want to make sure it's not gonna be spilling oil all over on some of the gas cars. There we go. I know on some of the gas BMW engines, the camshaft is so close to the oil cap that when you open it, it just splashes the oil all over the engine. This one does not do that. I'm going to pause the video right now. We're gonna let it run for a few minutes, and then when the engine is warmer, we will open it again and record what it's doing with the oil cap open. Okay, so what we've done was we held the RPMs at around 2,000, 2,500 for a few minutes. These cars do not have temperature gauges, so obviously we can't really look at the gauge to tell you if it's at operating temperature or not, but just based on temperature of these hoses, if it's not at full operating temperature, it's got to be pretty close to it. So I'm going to open this again now that the engine is warmed up. Okay, and I want to go inside and also just show you the dash, so you see that there are no warning lights. AC does blow cold. I think there was only one fault message when we started it at increased battery discharge, but that's only because the car has been sitting for a while. This will go away once you start driving it, and as you could see, the car also started without any issues. Current mileage 168. Again, sounds good, revs nicely. So I think the last thing to do is, and that was requested, I wonder if the discharge message will be on again. So see, after running for a few minutes, the battery discharge message is not even on anymore. All systems okay. All right, so the last thing that was requested was pulling out a dipstick after the engine ran, so we're going to do that. So we got a dipstick right here. And obviously it's all kind of covered with oil. But oil on diesel cars always is very black. So I hope that's going to answer all the questions, and call us with any more inquiries. Thank you.